everybody. Welcome back to the Film Buds podcast. This is episode number 276, and my name is Henry.
And I'm Elle.
This time around, we are doing a Marvel double feature, two most recent Marvel movies.
Whoa, superhero week.
Oh, yeah. And so we're going to be starting with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is now on Disney+, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which is also on Disney+, has been for a little bit longer, though. So thanks again for joining us. You know, we have other stuff we watched, all the usual stuff.
Letterboxd reviews, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So thanks very much for joining us. And if you have not, because I know we've had some new listeners, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and rate us if you have not already.
Yeah, hopefully we won't scare you off. Yeah.
So two big things I've been posting about it on other episodes. Our Bandcamp page, which is TheFilmBuds.bandcamp.com. You can go there now, and we have over 30 bonus shows there. You can either buy each one for a $1 donation or more, or you can just subscribe for $5 a month and get all of those or any previously released bonus shows for just that same price. So it's not too bad. All the donations go to help support the show, and you get a ton of great content. And thank you to the people who have donated in the past. Really appreciate it. And then also we have a Patreon, newly revamped Patreon, brand new. So it's ready for people to join. And we have a few different tiers, $5, $7, and $10. And we have some cool benefits, and we'll be getting more into that as...
Tell them the names of the...
So we have the Buddy Patron, which is $5 a month. Then we have Thicker Than Thieves, $7. And then BFFs Patron for $10. So, and there are some benefits in there. We'll get more into that as more people join. But yeah, if you just want to go and join our Patreon, it's not too much money, and it just goes to help support us and the upkeep of the show and all that stuff. So do that, and we would really appreciate it. How are you?
Guess we're just jumping right into it. Doing all right. Got a new haircut today. I'm really feeling myself and debating on something that I might announce later. Has to do with going back to school. But only for like 6 months or something at the most. So not that bad. Other than that, getting ready for a studio photo session tomorrow. If you don't know, I own Elle, DeWeese Photography, shameless plug. And yeah, that's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you? Anything new, exciting, even though we're married and we live together and I already know, but in the case of our listeners.
No, just been on leave for a little bit, so a little bit of a break.
Now, what is leave?
That's vacation.
No, just people who don't know anything about the military.
Oh, so that's just another word for vacation. Just like how you get a certain amount of vacation days a year for companies, it's the same thing with this. It's just called leave because you leave.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, if you don't have leave, you can't leave the state.
Yeah, there's a certain restriction.
Country, et cetera, et cetera. You have to be how many miles away from base?
I don't know. It always changes.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Well, I think you told
just
me one
don't
time,
leave.
I think you told me one time 500 miles like that.
It changes. I think it may be different for every branch. But yeah, so I've been doing that, which is nice. Little vacation. And so yeah, catching up on sleep and just chilling out, watching movies, all that good stuff. Other than that, anything else? Or should we get into hang out with the Guardians?
I don't think so. Just loving on our doggies.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think there's anything else to mention. So I guess if you're not familiar with the military or terms, there you go. Military blessing for you. Yay.
Yeah.
You now know what leave is, which is kind of self-explanatory. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
All right. Let's blast off, man.
Yeah. And we do have a clip, so take a listen.
I miss you so much. And maybe if you open yourself up to it, there's a possibility.
I don't think so, Quinn.
Quill.
I don't think so.
Well, what I'm trying to say is...
Peter, you know this is an open line, right?
What?
We're listening to everything you're saying.
And it is
painful.
And you're just telling me now?
We were hoping it would stop on its own.
But I switched it over to private.
What color button did you push?
Blue, for the blue suit.
Oh, no.
Blue was the open line for everyone.
Orange is for blue.
What?
Black is for orange. Yellow is for green. Green is for red. And red is for yellow.
No, yellow is for yellow. Green is for red, red is for green.
I don't think so.
Try it then.
You were right.
All right, so as I said, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is the third one in the trilogy.
The last one.
Yeah.
No.
It is on Disney Plus. You can stream it. And it's written and directed by James Gunn. Stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Chukwudi Iwuji, sorry if I butchered that name, Bradley Cooper, Pom Clementieff, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillian, Austin Freeman, Vin Diesel, Sean Gunn. That's about it. And the synopsis is, still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill rallies his team to defend the universe and one of their own, a mission that could mean the end of the Guardians, if not successful.
Crap.
Yeah, I hope they get through it.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I already know.
So yeah, this one came out, during the summer, and of course, Guardians has become a big favorite of the Marvel world.
Also a favorite of Film Buds.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I definitely was looking forward to seeing this one, as I think you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to start, or shall I?
I guess I'll start. You know? Why not? Why not? No, I really liked it. I was not a fan of the second one. I mean, I like the music, obviously, in like all of the movies, but I wasn't a fan of the second one. So this one made me feel better about the Guardians. But it kind of just jumps right into it. Like, all right, like, let's save our friend. Let's save the world again kind of mode. I didn't like how it immediately jumped into it. At least that's how I felt. Good music, though. I enjoyed learning about Rocket's backstory. Because it's been hinted in the other movies and in the Avenger Endgame Infinity War movies. So it was interesting to finally learn about it. The scene where Rocket meets his other experiment friends, first of all, creepy, but also cute at the same time. And also reminded me of the scene in Toy Story in Sid's room, where Woody, goes into Sid's room and then meets all the creepy experiment toys. Gave that vibe.
Yeah.
So take that what you will. But I really liked it. I really liked learning about Rocket. Had a bittersweet ending with Quill, but I mean, I think I don't think I would have seen it any other way ending how it did with him going back to Earth. And I'm glad he reunited with his grandfather. Sorry. I mean, if you listen to the Film Buds, it's like you kind of have, you're asking for spoilers here because we really dive in deep sometimes. But it was pretty bittersweet. But again, I don't think I could have pictured it ending any other way. And then it ended with Rocket being the lead of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. You know what? Drax, Daddy Drax, hashtag Daddy Drax. It was so cute. Again, bittersweet. I feel like everyone's ending was kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the ending. I could have seen it ending in a few other ways. Disappointed with Gamora and Quill because I was what's their ship name? Gamora? Gwil?
Gamil.
Gamil. So I kind of, that whole storyline is kind of annoying to me, but other than that, I really liked it. What about you?
Well, First Guardians is one of my probably top 3 MCU movies. I didn't hate the second one, but I definitely was pretty underwhelmed. It would not be one of my favorites. I found it to be just really unfocused. The humor was pretty lame in my opinion. I just found it to never really latched on to anything. So I was hoping this one was a return to form, and I think it was. I really enjoyed it. I think that everything with Rocket Raccoon, if you were going to end the Guardians and focus on a character, Rocket would be the one to do it for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they didn't do like Groot's backstory because that's such and then he ended up speaking English.
Yeah. Also, this was the one that sounded the most like it was just Vin Diesel talking. It sounded like this had the least sound work on him.
Freaking Vin Diesel getting probably millions of dollars just saying, I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot. Sorry.
But there's a lot of times where I was like, that just sounds like Vin Diesel. Not to really that I'm complaining, but that I noticed that. But I loved everything with Rocket's backstory. I think the flashbacks were very emotionally hitting, probably one of the most emotionally hitting stories in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for sure. Very dark and creepy and violent, and I'm surprised they got away with that, but it definitely works, and despite it being very, very dark and grim, the movie overall is still too long. I don't think it needed to be 2.5 hours. It is the longest of the three, and I think that I don't mind, obviously, you don't have to have the whole movie be about Rocket, but every time they flipped back to the Save the World storyline, when you have a story that's as good as Rocket's, when you go back to a story like that, it feels just lesser than it already would be. And so I feel like every time it flipped back, I started to lose some interest. And so I think by far the best part is the Rocket flashbacks. And that is a good part of the movie, thankfully. But overall, still looks really good. Very good performances. Very good soundtrack. Just a little long, doesn't hit every mark, I think, just because there is a lot of just plotting, save the world stuff that maybe they just have to do. But James Gunn, he did The Suicide Squad, the first two Guardians, and I think he has a very good grasp on like weird horror imagery and like body horror and stuff like that works in this and worked in Suicide Squad as well. So overall, definitely one of the better ones of the year for me. Yeah, and I'm glad that they are ending it as they are. They're not just like, all right, here, let's do another one, which I mean, maybe at some point down the road they'll do like a new series with the new people. I kind of hope not, because I didn't really find them all that interesting, but
Rocket.
Well, besides the new people.
Yeah, I guess.
So, but overall, yeah, love Rocket and a very solid movie. Yeah.
It was pretty dark at points. Like it kind of gave me a little like American Horror Story vibes at some points.
Yeah.
So,
one thing I did really like, and I think some of it comes down to performance. The villain is like almost overly committed to how angry and much he hates Rocket. I feel like every scene he's just screaming at the top of his lungs.
I don't understand why he hates Rocket like so much. Like,
yeah,
dude, chill.
Yeah,
Take, like something.
Yeah, I mean there were points where I was like, this seems a little absurd. He is just a raccoon, and I understand there's the whole thing about that future experimentation and all that and saving people.
Well,
but
you know how like over the top the performance was? It kind of gave me like theater kid vibes.
Yeah. It seemed
like oh, okay, so you're playing an angry character and you have to like project, you know? Okay, Rocket! Like, the fuck?
Yeah, so, I mean, I enjoyed the performance because I guess it is more memorable than some of the other Marvel.
Yeah, but like, if I'm comparing it to like theater kid, like high school theater kid, it's like not...
Maybe he just didn't get to be in theater when he was in high school and he's just making up for it now.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I did like the look of him where, there's the flashback where Rocket is like scratching at his face and his skin, and then it's revealed that he has like a part of the like back of his head is almost like RoboCop, where it's like metal because of the skin that was...
Gave me Darth Vader.
Yeah, so that was...
I'm seeing a lot of parallels in the movie, honestly.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Again, that's kind of James Gunn's style, just weird, creepy kind of creatures and monsters and stuff and body horror. So that works for sure and is much more unique than a lot of the other Marvel movies. But the first one is still my favorite of the three, but I think this is definitely one of the best, if not the best, since Endgame.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which, I mean, there has been that a whole lot. But
I do agree. I haven't been happy with like new ones.
I'd say really one of the only ones that really stands out is the Spider-Man one that we saw. Is that? Not Far From Home.
The last one.
No Way Home? No Way Home. I think, yeah.
Well, it's always like Far From Home, No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way
Home. It's like...
I did like, surprisingly, I did like No Way Home a fair bit, but I think this is probably the best in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, just backstory. Our first date was actually seeing the last Spider-Man movie, and I remember being in like the front row and sigh. But also being like, oh my God, yes, they're bringing back this character and that character and that character. This is so awesome. So, I wasn't as excited for Guardians. Like, I wasn't like, yes, yeah. But I still really liked it. Also, they started it out with Creep by Radiohead.
That was good.
Brownie points for that. Already an awesome movie. So.
Yeah. Also, a little random thing. Did not love the holiday special they did last year. I thought I thought that was kind of lame and unnecessary. But anyways, not a big deal.
Now, what do you think of parents who take their kids to see Guardians of the Galaxy? Because
I think the first one is really not that.
Well, no. Here, I'm doing the listeners here. I'm doing the middle finger crank.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are little moments like that. Obviously, if you see it coming, you can just do the little shield over the eyes. But
okay.
I'd say something like this. If I'd seen this when I was young, I would have been terrified.
Yeah.
So I know. I think the first one not as much, but I think that this one, like purely on a visual level, definitely would have given me horrific dreams.
I bring that topic up because I used to be a preschooler, and these parents would show their kids like Star Wars movies, which when I was little, some of the Star Wars movies were terrifying. Like Revenge of the Sith. Are you seriously gonna show your 5-year-old that?
I mean, I would pick your moments. There's some of them that are okay,
but I don't know. Like the first time, I think I went to go see Guardians in theaters when everything was coming out in theaters. Remember those days?
Yeah.
But I remember there were like a ton of kids there, and I was like, what? Like, this is PG-13.
Yeah. But also, no, I saw Lord of the Rings when I was about 9, and those are still some of my favorite movies, and there's a lot of creepy stuff. And so, again, it's case by case basis. You do what you think is best, but
I guess that's fair. And
so
I guess,
but now I would be wary of like someone said, should I show my kid this? You may want to watch it first.
Yeah,
I want to screen it.
I started watching Twilight when I was 8, so I guess I have no reason.
We all have our demons.
No
here.
room to literally, no room to judge. But I don't know. I just want to know because it's a opinionated topic.
Yeah. Anything else about Guardians 3? Good ending. Yeah, I did like the thing with Peter and Quill. Peter Quill. They separate. And yeah, I thought everybody had a good ending.
Yeah, I don't really have anything left to say, except for if you're a parent, please go by the PG-13 rules on this movie because it's terrifying.
That's fair.
Just imagine a real life version, or quote real life. This is like CGI. Real life version of Toy Story and that like scene.
Classic
with
scene.
The creepy
Iconic.
Toys. But yeah, if you're a parent debating on showing your kids Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe stick with the first one for now. Maybe the second. Hold off on the third.
All right. Out of 4 or 5 stars, I'll go 4 for me. I think you gave it a 4 too. I think. Sure.
I gave it a 4 too. Sorry, I had to check Letterboxd.
Yeah, and if you don't follow us on Letterboxd, and those links are in the show notes, please do. And you should get a Letterboxd if you don't have one yet.
So, Letterboxd reviews?
Yeah.
All right. Sophie says, proof that the MCU is at its best when it forgets about the multiverse and just makes a fun/devastating movie about a raccoon. She rated it 4 stars.
Well said. What's the name? Oh, James Shafrillis.
Could have just gone with James.
Well, James says, makes Thor Love and Thunder look like a preschooler made it.
Oof.
I
actually liked Thor.
I mean, I liked Love and Thunder. No, this is better than Love and Thunder, but I still like Love and Thunder.
I think this is another Sophie. All right.
Sophie, but with a star on either side.
Yes, star, Sophie, star. Rated it 4 stars. And they said, when Groot literally says, I love you guys at the end of the movie, it means we, the audience, can finally understand him after all the I am Groots. What a beautiful ending to this amazing trilogy. We are Groot. That is actually a cool, like, I didn't even think about it like that. I just thought, oh, like, he was shitting us the whole time and could actually talk. But that's a interesting.
Well, how clever. Well said. All right. Well, with those done And if you want if you're on Letterboxd, or if you'd like to join one because of that, and you would like to have your reviews read, comment either on our Letterboxd account, send us a message on social media at FilmBuds, and we will happily read yours if that is what you would so choose. All right, but with all that done, let's move on to our second movie. Still have one more to go. Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Let's get to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And
all right, let's shrink down and
fly.
Yeah.
And we do have a clip as well. Take a listen, everybody.
Let me go! Let me go! I don't know what you're saying!
Hello.
Oh.
Hi. Hi. Did you drink the ooze?
Why can I understand you?
Oh, great. That's the ooze. Hey, everybody, it worked. Ooze worked.
All right, so Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is also on Disney+, directed by Peyton Reed, who also did the first two. It stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catherine Newton, Jonathan Majors, Corey Stoll, Bill Murray, Randall Park, love him, and a few others. Sorry if I'm forgetting you. And the synopsis is Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne are dragged into the quantum realm along with Hope's parents and Scott's daughter Cassie. Together they must find a way to escape, but what secrets is Hope's mother hiding? Ooh. And who is the mysterious Kang?
What?
That's a dog toy, sorry.
Jeez.
Kang. Okay, so this one, similar to Guardians, is also the third in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so no, I think like everybody, I love Paul Rudd. I've never met someone who doesn't like Paul Rudd.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, and I thought he was perfect addition to Marvel. I thought that was such a cool idea, and I did like the first one all right. I liked the second one a little more, and I think we reviewed that second one way back when it came out, but not a whole lot of interest in seeing this. I wasn't dying to just pop it in and let it wash over me, but
interesting phrasing.
Yeah. Overall, it's okay. I feel like, unlike Guardians 3, now the endgame is over, they're trying to figure out, they're almost like DC where they're kind of a little scattered, in terms of like what's leading up to what's connecting with what. And so I think it has been a little messy, a little inconsistent. So overall, one of my least favorites, or if my least favorite since Endgame, I think. Still okay. Like, it's very Star Wars-y, like the whole cantina scene, and like it's very Star Wars-y in terms of tone and world. Like even the those like floating or flying like motorcycle things kind of reminds me of,
and the kidnapping, and
it kind of reminds me of the prequel Star Wars films. And so still fun, still charming, but also it's almost all CG, and
wasn't needed.
Yeah, and so I feel like it almost never really felt really grounded. There was so much special effects that, and obviously it's CG because they're in this like microscopic fantasy world. So okay, has a few cool moments. I like Bill Murray being in there. That was fun.
I was like, oh, that's the guy from
one of those movies.
One of those movies.
Yeah, so good. Michael Douglas is good. Michelle Pfeiffer's good. Evangeline Lilly, I really like her a lot. And so, yeah, overall, it's watchable. It's not one I really feel the need to rewatch anytime soon, but it does the job. What'd you think?
I wasn't a huge fan, but I'm also not a huge fan of Ant-Man. Love Paul Rudd. The clips, there's like a few clips that I actually enjoy. Of course, find funny because it's Paul Rudd, but it wasn't amazing. The third movie, I just really did not like at all. It was just I feel like it was just over the top. Like they were just trying too hard. Of course, a ton of CGI special effects, but it's like it just looked overdone.
Yeah, it did.
And like I get they're like going into another world and all of that, but it's just way too overdone for me.
Yeah, I feel like it was a few too many, what do you call it? Hands on the pan? What's that term?
Something like that.
Cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
hands on the pan. Don't do that. Don't put your hand on a pan.
But also the like start of the movie, it kind of made me nauseous because they had to drink that like blood stuff, and it was like of that liquid character. I don't know.
Big detractor.
Yeah. But that kind of was just like, ugh. But like I get that these creatures are supposed to be microorganisms.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get an A in science class. I don't know. But
yeah, tiny people.
Yeah, tiny gross things. Basically what's under your foot, babe.
Yeah. That's well said. I could have accidentally smushed Ant-Man while we're recording.
Yeah, we're
be embarrassing.
The weird creatures.
Yeah.
Nothing really special. I do like a girl who played the daughter, Catherine Newton, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Catherine Newton. She's pretty much in everything. Like, all right, girl, get your coin. Hopefully that coin is saved up because of the writer's strike. But she's like in everything. Like everything I watch. Big Little Lies. Supernatural.
Killing it.
Yeah, killing it. But yeah, I mean, if you just want something to watch, just to watch in the background, sure.
It's got that.
But it doesn't really captivate your attention that much, I would say.
Yeah,
it's just kind of an movie. That's what I rate it.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the second one all right. I thought the villain in that one was probably one of the better villains of Marvel. But I think, when he's with other big characters, they always make the joke he's kind of pointless and kind of a side character and things like that. But which, in the Avengers works. But I feel like when he's by himself, it's like, yeah, he is just kind of
yeah.
Which, I mean, I'll still happily watch any Paul Rudd Ant-Man movie.
Same.
But in terms of the actual, you have to see Ant-Man.
I just miss the Captain America and Iron Man days.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Yeah, same. So, I mean, there are some Avengers movies coming out in the next couple years, I think, in some way. I don't know exactly what they're doing with that. But
yeah, I'm trying to go in with an open mind because I did love Captain America and Iron Man and all of the other movies before Endgame and Infinity War. But I feel like after that, it's just really crapped out. Just, I don't know. I used to be kind of a diehard MCU fan, and now it's just I feel like every MCU movie, except for Guardians of the Galaxy, of course. That's the only thing that they've done right. But after Endgame and Infinity War, it's just every movie is just it doesn't measure up.
And now I know you didn't really like it. I did really enjoy Multiverse of Madness. I thought that was one of their better ones for me, but I know that one was kind of polarizing with how people.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of
Yeah.
But I mean, I liked aspects of it.
Yeah.
I liked the effects in that one. Very trippy, made me a little dizzy, but hey, liked it. So I would say that's one of the better new ones, but
yeah. But also, I mean, when you have a movie called Endgame, that's the end,
right?
And so then now it feels like they're doing it because of obligatory reasons to make money, which obviously. Well, hold
on. So they started out with phases. So they're going through all the phases, and they have a ton of shit planned. Because I remember that presentation they made, and
which I mean that's the case now too,
right? So they're going through all the phases of the MCU universe, and I feel like they're just going to milk it, but then it's just going to lose attention because everyone was so amped up for Endgame and Infinity War. Now it feels like the energy has just kind of gone way down.
Yeah, I feel like people are just saying Marvel, and I might even be included, where it's oh, okay, yeah, I guess I'll go see that. I've seen the others, and there is the Marvels coming out later this year. I think it looks okay. So again, I feel like they'll probably have some high moments with Guardians, but then until they really figure out what to do, they'll dip a little bit. Also,
lately, I feel like they don't announce movies a year in advance. Remember how they used to announce movies in a year in advance and kind of amp it up? And now I feel like I hear about a movie coming out like a month before it comes out.
I don't know. I mean, I know what you mean, though, because, and maybe COVID had something to do with it, with how people are being receptive to things. I don't know, but it's an okay movie. You know, if you've seen the others, or if you like the first two, you know, check it out. It's not a horrible movie by any means. It's just a little bland, a little lifeless, a little throwaway. That last little bit of popcorn you don't need.
No, the last bit of popcorn at the bottom of the like extra large barrel, right? I don't know why I said barrel. Well, with you, it's a barrel. Tub. And it's not even buttery. It's not like...
The movie's over. You don't care anymore.
Like, it's so bland. Like, you put it in your mouth and you're like, ugh.
Yeah. So...
But hey, Loki, new season coming out of that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we former host of the show, Paul, and I did review the first season back when it came out, so you can check that out if you want. So, you know, there are some cool points with Marvel still, just not as great, as which I think is pretty much agreed upon. All right, well,
so, what did...
I gave it 2.5, I think.
I gave it a 2-fer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, letterbox is lagging. Hold on, refreshing the app. This is a very short review, but here you go.
This one comes from Liam. 2 out of 5. You two are twins. Holy mother of green screen. Well said.
I mean, really, it's so overdone.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Classic.
24 frames of Nick. Whoa, that's a lot of frames of you, Nick.
That is a lot of frames.
He rated it 2 out of 5. He said, first movie of the year, and it fucking, and all capital letters, suck.
Whoa. This one comes from Let Me Explain. Well,
Explain.
Yeah, explain yourself. They say, in Endgame, Scott Lang says the 5 years of the blip equal to 5 hours in the quantum realm. That means the 2-hour runtime for Ant-Man 3 are 2 hours I'll never get back. 2 out of 5. Whoa. Harsh words from they really did explain. Well, there you go. And we'll, you know, always try and keep up with the Marvel and DC movies for the most part whenever we can. And
we got to review Batman. Or did Paul?
He may have, yeah. I'll have to check, but...
Pattinson, Batman. He goes from vampire to bat.
Exactly. So that's it for the reviews. No mail this week, but the FilmBudsPodcast at gmail.com is where you can reach us at, or social media at FilmBuds, or on Letterboxd. Just find any way to get in contact with us, and we'll read and answer your question live on the show, or just a comment or a suggestion, whatever one you're feeling. And yeah, so please do that. And thank you to all those people in the past too who have. We always love hearing from people, good or bad. Should we just end off with stuff we watched? I only got a couple things.
Sure. Go ahead. You say a couple things, but it's going to be like 20.
No, I really only do have a couple things. So a few days ago or a while back I watched the 1966 Batman, the Adam West, like the first Batman movie. Had never seen that before. Which is, you know, obviously it's a completely different tone and style from even the Tim Burton Batman films. It is, you know, it's very 60s.
Tim Burton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Oh, shit. You learn something new every day on the Film Buds podcast.
I mean, he did Batman Returns.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It is very, very different from any other Batman movie. It's very 60s, very cartoony, and, you know, not like some big high budget production. So it's tonally and visually, it's very, very different. Still very fun because you see where Batman started, and even like Tim Burton and other people got their first inspirations from. So fun movie, not ever going to be one of my favorites, but still a really cool little look back in time and see where things originated. So that's a fun time. Then I also watched a hot minute ago, Dumb and Dumber 2, the Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels sequel, which came out mid 2010s, I think. I love the first Dumb and Dumber. Huge fan of that one. You know, would be a favorite Jim Carrey comedy. This one, not very good. Feels very obligatory, very cheap, and trying way too hard. So it's okay if you like the first one. I don't think anyone would ever say this is better than the first one. Still fun spending time with those characters. Just way too long. Not well written enough, and it's does the job, is pretty middle of the road. And then otherwise, just been watching a little bit of like Big Bang Theory, The Office. So nothing too much. How about you?
Well, I've been watching some spooky things. I rewatched Dahmer the show that's starring Evan Peters. Then I rewatched Asylum, American Horror Story Asylum.
Home Improvement.
A little Home Improvement. Just to
take the edge off.
Yeah, yeah. Listening to Tim Allen go, oh. Yeah. That's really bad. Sorry, guys. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think that's about it. I've just been caught up with spooky stuff.
Yeah.
And then I did finish the second season of And Just Like That. And Just Like That. The Sex and the City reboot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the Summer I Turned Pretty season 2. Other than that, nothing really.
That's all.
Yeah. Been just keeping me occupied. I'm just kind of antsy to see the new American Horror Story season.
Yeah.
Really excited. It actually looks good, unlike the last season. The New York City club one. I just want Sarah Paulson back. That's all I want.
Hey, that's what anybody
and Evan
wants.
Peters. I want Sarah Paulson and Evan Peters and just one more season. One more season, please.
Hey, never say never, you know.
Bring back the glory days of Asylum and Coven and Freak Show and Apocalypse. Like, come on. Let's do it.
Hey, let's get Ryan Murphy on the phone.
Yeah, come on. Ryan Murphy, please.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, that's, I don't think I have anything else really. That is about it, I would say, unfortunately. I always hate to bring the show to a close.
Yeah, well, hey, next episode, we will be reviewing No Hard Feelings, starring Jennifer Lawrence, and also Silver Linings Playbook, also starring Jennifer Lawrence. It's not a tribute show, just kind of a whatever
pure coincidence.
Jennifer Lawrence show.
Yeah.
There's a difference, I swear.
Yeah. But you try and figure it out, you know?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. That'll be fun. We just finally got around to seeing No Hard Feelings, and we both are big fans of Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, it's my favorite movie of all time, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm really excited to dive in. I didn't even need to rewatch it. Just rewatched it last month, you know?
Okay, queen. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Once again, please go to Bandcamp, TheFilmBuds.bandcamp.com, and you can download dozens of bonus shows with many more to come for just either $1 or $5 monthly subscription, and you get all of them. And then,
do it, guys.
And then patreon.com/TheFilmBuds, and all that is in the show notes. Don't stop what you're doing. Look at those show notes and go to those sites. You know you want to.
Do it. Also, the show notes are kind of hilarious.
They are. I always try very hard with them. And hopefully they're always grammatically correct, you know?
Yeah, no, you should take a look.
Yeah.
You know, not for our links or anything like that. Just purely to laugh at our description here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. I always laugh at it.
Yeah.
I never write them. Henry does.
They all come from up here.
From your noggin.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. And I'm just going to walk back home, which is
just a few feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as always, I hope you enjoyed it even half as much as we did. And we'll see you next time.
See you.